G'day, boss.
Good to see you, mate.
Is it?
Not really. G'day, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Pretty excited to have you along for another episode. On today's episode, we are diving into your new build. So this is Spiro, my old man, we think, and he's going to run us through his canopy specifically. It's been a long time coming, and I figure with the attraction and the hype that this card is getting, why not produce a video which show you guys how we fit it out to best suit us for what we love to do. So I'll hand it to you, Spiro, and tell us a bit about yourself, the vehicle, and how you're going with it.
Yeah, okay, folks. Yeah, you're looking at a 2021 Dmax here. This is a LSU, one step down from the X-Terrain in Space Cab. We've gone for Space Cab this time because we needed the extra room in the canopy. I'm a tradie, a Sparky, so the previous vehicle was a dual cab Hilux. Not quite enough room for the tools and gear for going away, so we didn't really require the rear seat. So this time we've gone for the Space Cab. It's turned out pretty good so far.
Yeah.
So we did our research with canopy manufacturers here in Australia, and after a while we ended up picking the Norweld, which I'm pretty happy with. It did take 4 months for them to manufacture and send down to SA, where it was installed by TJM. Since then, I believe Norweld have just opened a new facility here.
Yeah, in SA and WA now.
Yep,
I think they're still developing their canopies in Cairns. So good to see them.
So yeah, we've had a bit of time during the build process to design the fit out. So the bit that's gone onto this vehicle, not only the canopy but also with other accessories. Some of them which Anthony's probably going to cover in detail with another video.
Yeah, definitely looking at doing a another view of the vehicle from front to back, and really going over the whole thing from how we set it up to go camping from every day, and then all the other accessories on the vehicle, including the sound system. We've put quite a bit of effort into that, the GVM upgrade, all the works.
So yeah, we'll get into that later on, but for today we'll just have a look at this canopy.
Should we dive into it?
Why not?
Alright guys, passenger side of the Dmax. Now, Space Cab dimensions for the Norweld canopy: width 1850, the length is 2050, and the internal height is 850. Before we dive into the canopy, on the roof, Darchi 270-degree awning. That has been a beautiful piece of kit, much more convenient than the typical two-post awnings that require two people to set up and pack up. This unzip, wrap it around the vehicle, and you've got more coverage and quicker setup time. Diving into the vehicle, the canopy. So, here she is. Starting with a LED strip light, we have a white and a amber color for the bugs in the summer season. Moving on to the left now. This is the electrical componentry with a removable panel, and mounted to that is the Red distribution box, and a bit hard to see back there is a Manager 30. The brains and the operations of it all. So the USB SIG port here, that's a twin one and a twin GPO. Here we have a Bushman 130 litre upright fridge with a freezer compartment. Installed in that is a temperature sensor as well. Here we have a drawer. On the inside of this drawer is nothing at the moment, but in the event of a camping trip, we would pack this with utensils, cooking equipment, our induction cooker, and bits and pieces, even food. So right here is a prep table. Super convenient. Get your utensils straight out of there, your seasonings, whatever it be, and this is your cooking station. This is also one-hand operated if it needs to be. Alright, here we have a large gap, which has been super useful for Spiro to store tools, firewood, lots of bulky equipment, camp chairs, and the RS1 tent as well. Above there is a air hose, which is hooked up to an air compressor, which Spiro will run through in a minute. It's 10 meters. It's been super useful for cleaning both yourself, tools, equipment, and make sure that the inside of the canopy stays clean. I'll hand it over to Spiro now, and he'll give you a run through of the air system. There's a bit going on there.
Okay, air system. The air system is supplied via a twin ARB air compressor, which is installed in the toolbox here. With this installation, we've tried to keep the compressor up as high as possible so you can still make use of the toolbox. Now, normally you'd have to leave this open so that this can breathe whilst the compressor is working, but what I've done is installed some breathers from here into the back of the canopy, just up behind this column. There's two hoses that run all the way inside the toolbox so that this can actually breathe. Also, the compressor can breathe while it's on. Now, this compressor here will cut off at about 110 psi, but before it gets up to the air hose, this one has been plumbed into a 15-litre air tank, which is mounted underneath. From there, it goes to the retractable hose, which you can connect your fittings for the airbags or to inflate your tyres. Something I use a lot in work for cleaning tools. Just find compressed air very useful. Use it at home, so there's no point why we can't have it in the vehicle as well. It doesn't take up much room. You can access that either from the driver's or passenger side. That's the way it's been designed.
Alright, so before we make our way to the back of the canopy, a few more things I want to run through. Firstly, this is the diesel filler. Now, at the moment, we are just running a stock standard fuel tank on the Dmax. However, in the near future, we are looking to upgrade to a lightweight solution, preferably a plastic tank to keep the weight down. Now, part of the deluxe package of this canopy is the 65-litre water tank. Now, that's just gravity fed, and there's an outlet that from the other side on the wheel arch. We'll run through that later. However, Spiro has gone to the effort to install a waterproof switch, and that is operated just like so, and through a pump system. Now, that's been really useful with the soap dispenser sits just here. After work, wash our hands, before food, whatever it be. And that is installed just behind the brackets. Now, speaking of the brackets, Norweld are currently working on a solution to increase the departure angle of the vehicle by raising the radar brackets by 100 mil or so. So looking forward to see what they develop there. Making our way to the back of the vehicle now. We'll start at the bottom, which is a pretty cool piece of kit. Now, this is a Allen tow bar. We did a bit of R&D with Allen here in South Australia, and this was the first Dmax tow bar that they did, and so we're able to give a lot of input into exactly what we wanted for this bar. Now, something we see too often is a low departure angle caused by these, so instead of having a bracket that drops down to a tow bar, we opted for a actual lower tow hitch instead of the bar itself, as we're not always towing. Cool slim line, and it's been working great so far. And in terms of towing, if need be, we can lower the vehicle with the airbags. However, to avoid that, we have a lower tow hitch with plenty of adjustment on it. Off-road, non-off-road campers, all works with that. Reverse camera right there too, hooked up to the head unit. Okay, we start on this side. 20-litre water jerry can, just with a quick switch. We'll primarily keep clean water in that for emergencies. Bit of a plug there. Now, here is the new ladder designed by Norweld. I believe this was released halfway through the year, so canopies onwards of halfway may have this, before that may not. Previous was just a latch system. This is a piece of plastic which operates just with no latches at all. Simple push up, out, and it clicks into place like so, and we've stuck on some grip tape there. This is an optional area for a gas bottle, not something we're going to run because we're charcoal fanatics, but it's there if you need it. Now, simple, put this away, no latches, and clicks into place. New addition to the vehicle is a stealth, I believe this is a Phantom bin liner and bin bag and crash pad. Very durable, good looking, and quality piece of kit, as well as our 33-inch spare tyre on the back. We'll move around to the driver's side now and run through that. Cheers. carrying on with the driver's side of the canopy now. First things first, fitted to our tyre valves here is a TPMS, which is a tyre pressure monitor system, which hooks up to a digital monitor on the dash, powered by solar, telling us the actual airbag pressure, and we've got them on all 4 tyres as well. Super handy. Now, underneath the vehicle is airbags. Now, these lines hook up to these valves, and that is our input and output for releasing and inflating the airbags when we need to. While we're here, toolbox. Now, this toolbox, it's not the neatest, but it has everything that you need and nothing that you don't. So, everything from fire lighting, tie downs, pegs, rags, and yeah, just general camp equipment. Over here, connected is the outlet to the 65 litre water tank. That is just on a quick release tap like so, and that pivots. Proven good, but however, we definitely do enjoy the ability to have a tap on either side of the canopy. This is the filler for the 65 litre and the breather as well to make sure it's not over pressurized. Let's dive into the canopy. Okay. So, once again, LED strip light, however this time this is powered on a dim, like so. Next to the dimmer is a air temperature. This is a gauge which supplies a digital reading for both the internal fridge temperature, as seen there, which is 5 degrees, and the internal canopy temperature, which is 17 degrees. Really useful to seeing, make sure things aren't getting overbaked in here, and the fridge is monitoring as it should be. Above that is a 2000 watt pure sine wave inverter from Red Arc. Awesome piece of equipment, ensuring that we can power the appliances that we need to. Now, appliances, we have a coffee machine here, as well as a milk frother, and yeah, it's super handy for Spiro as he's working, and what would you do without it? So above that is a custom made bracket, piece of alloy just folded up, which houses the Red Vision system. Now that is kind of the brains, and it's our appliance to control all the devices such as the lighting. Speaking of lighting, 2 LED Terra looms have been installed and are on a switch just as so. That allows lighting for the internal canopy, while we've got lighting on the doors as well. Now, overhead storage, 1200mm shelf, housing 2 of our crash pods. Awesome piece of kit, good for storing just clothing, camping accessories, whatever it be. Here we have a King Chrome toolbox. Spiro uses this for his daily work to have tools that he wants to keep permanent in the canopy. Now here we have a large drawer. Spiro has removed the handle on it to make sure that we can access it into it quicker, as he's getting into it multiple times a day. Now this beast of a drawer houses all his electrical componentry and equipment that he needs to install. Everything from fuses, couplings, and GPOs and all that stuff. Yeah. In a camping event, typically we fill this up with our own camping equipment, such as reels, the crash pods, coffee equipment, food, and other stuff. Now, I reckon we should, actually over here, we have 2 tie downs on the canopy, so you can tie down stuff to the back wall, as well as the air line, which runs from the tank to the air reel. Now, we have headlamps on top of here, easier to use for work, and the charging station is over here, where we have 2 twin socket USB ports and another slim GPO. I reckon we should close up and have a look what's going on up the roof.
Okay, let's talk 12 volt. In behind this drawer, hidden, is 2 100 amp hour Renogy lithium batteries. They weigh 11.8 kilos each. Now they're getting charged via the Manager 30, which when the vehicle is running will pump about just over 30 amps into those batteries. When you're at a camped site, powered site, flip the lid, plug in an extension lead. That'll give you 240 volt charging. Now, way up on the roof here we have a 150 watt solar panel. Now that panel we designed around still being able to get gear on top of the roof. Obviously being a Spark, I'm going to need to get ladder access, so we found a solar panel that was 520 wide by 1950 long, which still gives us around about 700 mil to squeeze a ladder in there. About 150 watts. Currently we'll get into the red vision system here and see what's coming in. So at the moment the sun is not, there's a bit of cloud cover, so we're only getting 40 watts at the moment, 2 amps, so that's dropping, so it must be cloud moving around at the moment. A second ago it was up around the 90 watt, 6.5 amps. Now that Bushman 130 litre, whilst it's running, is drawing just under 4 amps. The coffee machine here, now if you're running the coffee machine and the milk frother at the same time, that'll draw a total of 160 amps. The system does it no problem. It's only for a short period that drawing that sort of amperage. But so far we've had no issues with the lithium batteries. They seem to be working well, and huge saving in weight too, obviously, in comparison to your AGM or your lead acid.
We are underneath the vehicle now, and let's have a look at a few things that we discussed earlier. First things first, the Boss Aluminium 15 litre air tank. That has been a really important piece of kit for us, as it allows us to store onboard air without just relying on the supply from the air compressor itself. It means that comes some time that we need to spray something off with compressed air, it's not just the air that is produced from the compressor, however it's air that has been previously produced and already stored. There is a valve outlet on this side that reduces the moisture content within the tank to prevent corrosion and leakages. Yeah. Now, this is the stock fuel tank. Like we said earlier, definitely looking to upgrade to a long-range tank, and hopefully something with a better, with a lower area and closer up to the chassis. The only thing we do like about this is that it's plastic, so we're keen to stick with that for weight savings. Airbags are here with the elbows attached to the bottom to adjust pressures to improve or change your ride quality based on the weight that you're carrying on the canopy. Typically not something you would need, however with the GVM upgrade and the excess weight that we've put on the vehicle, it's definitely proven helpful in supporting the Leafs. More on the suspension to come in a future video when we discuss the GVM upgrade and an overall rig rundown. However, pretty excited about these BP51s, and definitely new on the market, and we are loving them so far. Other than that, I think that's about it for underneath the vehicle. Here is the outlet for the tap, just a simple hose tube. Above me is the Tundra drawer, so let's hop up and have a look what's in there. Okay guys, the Tundra drawer, let's take a look in that now. So the Tundra drawer is a really important component of this canopy, and it allows us to store a lot of equipment that you typically don't want in your canopy, however you do need to take with you. At the moment we are storing a blanket. We might replace this for a tarp on a trip, or something actually similar to the shape of that we do carry all the time with us is a portable Darchi collapsible stainless barbecue. That's really useful, especially in a no fire zone. We can still have a fire, however you're off the ground in a safer environment. Here we have a shovel, good for sand. We can replace that with a longer shovel at some point. Rod holders for fishing, and this is matted and lined. So we put a range of equipment in here. It's a really helpful drawer. Recovery equipment is the other thing we put in, and it's good to tuck it right in, push it all the way in, and get that weight forward. The dimensions of the drawer are 1200 long and 700 wide. So yeah, I think that's about it on the canopy rundown today, guys. If there's anything we have missed or any inquiries you have for me or Spiro, we're happy to help out and answer anything that we might have missed. We'll show you what's on the roof, but I think that's about it. You can definitely expect to see a complete rundown in the next few months coming We are very excited to talk about that. Everything from suspension, bar work, tyres, lift, and turning it into a capable tourer, which we can use every day, and turn key and go where we need to when we want to. So looking forward to it. Thanks for tuning in for the video, and we'll catch you next time.